Academy, India's top coaching institution for civil services preparation. Join us online to get most enriching experience from best faculty with excellent notes and specially designed courses. To join the batch, download Nandi Pius Academy app from Google Play Store. For more information, contact 9511 280 465.
Hello friends, welcome you all to Nandi Academy. Now, today's daily answer writing challenge, question number 1. A very interesting question which we are right now going through. Distinguish between democratic nations from authoritarian one. In India, to curb the elected authoritarianism, how important is it to develop an institution for citizens' inclusion in governance? So, a very interesting question is that it has two important parts. First, in one part, it is talking about democracy and authoritarianism. In somewhere they are saying whenever there is a defect or whenever there are problems or whenever there are malfunctioning of democracy, it could lead to autocratic government. It could lead to authoritarianism. It could lead to dictatorship. So they are saying that distinguish between these two types of ways of the governance, and also simultaneously they are asking you to explain, discuss, need, types and various institutions through which a citizen can participate in the governance. So a very clear-cut focus is there, but the only thing in these kinds of questions, you have a lot of data and it becomes very, very difficult to write what to write and what not to write. That's why this question is very, very important. So let's go into the question and what it says. First thing, what is locus of the question? So basically democracy and authoritarianism or autocratic or dictator government is the locus, first thing. Then what is focus? How to ensure accountability of democratic nations. A government which is democratically elected, which is elected for a longer time span, and when this government starts misbehaving, when this government starts malfunctioning, when this government starts moving away from rule of law or set principles or democratic principles, then how, what are various mechanisms we have through which we can ensure accountability of democratic nations. So the focus is very, very important because here you have to write very creatively. Now, this is simple comparison between democratic and autocratic nations. Just go through all these points. Like in democratic nations, I will read out all important points. It has rule of law, popular sovereignty, it means people are sovereign. People have right to choose a representative, independent judiciary, strong, vibrant opposition. It is for people. The rights have supremacy and others. Then about autocratic or authoritarian government, it is rule of rulers. It is not rules. It is rule of rulers. Dictatorship, no right to choice, non-representative. Then it is biased. It is not biased. It is biased judiciary. Then no opposition, it is for ruler and no rights. So this is basic difference between autocratic government and democratic government. Now first, try to explain the meaning of elected authoritarianism. It means we have a democracy. The representatives that we chose, they form the government. So we have elected democracy. But this elected democracy, when they start flaunting the norms, rules, regulations, constitution, and when they start misusing powers given to them, then it becomes an elected authoritarianism. It means elected representatives are not behaving as per democratic norms, rules and regulations, but they are acting as per their own ideology, their own belief, their own whims and fancies, and they are misusing the power, authority given to them. They are not giving any respect to the constitution. Then it becomes an elected authoritarianism. They are not giving any significance to independent constitutional offices. They are misusing their positions. Then it becomes elected authoritarianism. So first you have to explain what is the meaning of elected authoritarianism. Then what are various institutions which are available for citizens' inclusion in governance and their development must be explained. So I will give you the names of various institutions which are there for citizens' involvement in governance to make democracy participatory, to reduce this impact of elected authoritarianism. One is Panchayat Raj institutions. We have given constitutional status to urban local government and rural local government through 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, through which we have right to self-govern, that is Panchayat Raj system. Then we have right to information, which is a fundamental right. Free and fair elections, also regular and periodic elections. Then right to recall, right to service approach, which is in news recently. So civil society organization, participation, flourishing, mature civil society organization, independent judiciary, rule of law, and constitutionalism. So all these are important points which go towards the elected democracy. Now, question number 2. What do you understand by V-shaped recovery? First point, does the recent data post-pandemic show lofty increase in GDP indicates a V-shaped recovery for the Indian economy? Critically examine. So it is very interesting question. Now see, locus is V-shaped recovery and focus is, are we moving towards V-shaped recovery? No. V-shaped recovery, a simple concept is there. Suppose this is your normal growth path. Due to pandemic, your growth has fallen down. But again rebound to same level. It is a V-shaped recovery. I will be attaching a small video, a small one-line definition about V-shaped recovery. Along with this video, just go through that V-shaped recovery. So this is V-shaped recovery, and they are saying, are we moving towards V-shaped recovery? Did we come to normal level? Are we having lofty GDP, whatever GDP growth rate that we are seeing, is it normal? So it's not the case. Recently, in one of the editorial given by ex-governor of Reserve Bank of India, Mr. Durravi Subbarao, he said that India is going through a K-shaped recovery and not through V-shaped recovery. So, recovery of Indian economy, it's linked with V-shape and analysis. This is the focus. Just I have explained you what is V-shaped recovery. I will be giving you again K-shaped recovery, meaning of K-shaped recovery also. V-shaped recovery म्हणजे नेमकं काय? तर अशा प्रकारची रिकव्हरी ज्यामध्ये अर्थव्यवस्था खूप कमी कालावधीसाठी डाऊन साइडला राहते आणि लगेच रिबाउंड होऊन नॉर्मल स्टेजला येते, त्याला आपण व्ही शेप्ड रिकव्हरी असं म्हणतो. हा नॉर्मल पाथ आहे, अर्थव्यवस्था खाली गेली, परत वरती येऊन नॉर्मल शेपला आली, याला व्ही शेप्ड रिकव्हरी असं म्हणतात. व्ही शेप्ड रिकव्हरी मध्ये लक्षात ठेवा, जॉब आणि इन्कम यांच्यावर परमनंट नकारात्मक परिणाम होत नाही. मग ही के शेप्ड रिकव्हरी म्हणजे काय? तर सोपं आहे. जेव्हा अर्थव्यवस्थेचे वेगवेगळे क्षेत्र वेगवेगळ्या दराने, वेगवेगळ्या वेळी आणि वेगवेगळ्या मॅग्निट्यूडनं रिकव्हर होत असतात, त्याला आपण के शेप्ड रिकव्हरी असं म्हणतो. मित्रांनो लक्षात ठेवा, के शेप्ड रिकव्हरी मध्ये असमानता वाढत जातात. सो दीज 2 points are there where you could definitely get a question. Also, why we are seeing a very high rise in GDP of Indian economy post pandemic? It is due to base year effect. What is base year effect? In simple term, it says that when your growth is seen in a very disproportionate higher quantity, it is not due to your growth, but it is due to base year effect, that your previous year's growth or your previous year's base is so low that whatever growth you are having, it looks very higher. So this base year effect is one of the most important reason behind the lofty growth rate of Indian GDP's growth. Then you have to explain problems for Indian economy post-pandemic era, and how to overcome these problems must be explained by taking in cue K-shaped recovery of the Indian economy. So that's all from my side. Keep watching and keep sharing the videos. Thank you. Have a good day.
Nandip Academy, India's top coaching institution for civil services preparation. Join us online to get most enriching experience from best faculty with excellent notes and specially designed courses. To join the batch, download Nandip IAS Academy app from Google Play Store. For more information, contact 9511 280 465.